Hi, my name is Liquid HUNGRYBOX, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of play-by-play commentary alongside my boy here to try to figure out looking into a few of my interactions at the top level looks like. And this match in particular is me versus Plup at Get On My Level. So I'll let the man speak and then I'll get my own comments. But this was one of the, definitely a sort of set where, I've been in a position a few times at this point where I've been coming, back on Plup from losers after he beat me in winners. This match in particular is in winners finals. He wins this set, but this match is one of the few ones where I sort of illustrate how even though you're, with everything against the wall, you can be down 3 stock to 1, 2 games to none, but all it takes is that 1 stock, all it takes is that 1 game to sort of keep it going, and it really could be everything, into making a great clutch comeback, whether you're a top-level player, mid-level player, or, climb up the ranks. So let's go into it.
They call him HUNGRYBOX at times. Let's see what he can do for us here.
So HUNGRYBOX just hitching his way through, but it's not the best idea there to stay grounded for that reason alone. Just as I'm saying it.
You and the commentators, they call him the clutch box. In just a matter of seconds, HUNGRYBOX can take a losing situation and turn it into a W. How does he do this? Well, in this clip, I'm going to break down 3 key interactions where HUNGRYBOX is going to use insane levels of individual skill to shift the momentum in his favor. Check it out.
Obviously, Clutchbox is a nickname that sort of has come over time where, whenever I am in that, certain predicament where it seems like there's no way I can win. I've noticed that a lot of other top players, a lot of players in general, I think everyone, Puff has a sort of mentally damaging factor where it makes you very, very nervous. And I've sort of, since I started playing, never been fazed by the pressure, never really been fazed by the crowd. I can sort of perform even better in tournaments than I do in friendlies. I'm one of the few people who I think can do that. But you can, ask my coach or ask anyone. I sort of need that pressure in order to play at my peak. So I definitely have used that to my advantage for a few times. And I think trying to figure out, Plup or any players' movement habits here is very, very important. So let's see.
They call him HUNGRYBOX at times. Let's see what he can do for us.
First, let's take a look at the matchup. Pup is lightweight, can die at low percents, and has limited options on the ground. Now, Plup knows this, so as Fox, he can use lasers, spaced aerials, and quick movement to bait Pup into a grounded approach, where he can then capitalize with an up smash, taking Pup off the top of the stage and down to her last stop.
Yeah, this is looking very DPC.
Yeah.
So this being Dreamland, being down Dreamland is always weird. You can only use rest. It's kind of like ammo. Like you have to have a certain amount of percent, a certain amount of stocks, and a certain time of when to use it. Rest isn't all about did I get the setup? Can I land it? Of course you can hit it if you're good at landing the setups, but if you don't know the right time to use it and the right probability of what using rest will cause, it's not always a smart thing to go for. I mean, last stock, it's obvious. You only want to use it whether you're at 0%, or maybe less than 30, and then don't use it until you're at last stock. And so I go into all these situations knowing that.
So now, up 3 stocks to 1, it looks like Plup has a huge advantage, but HUNGRYBOX has one more important tool at his disposal, the rest. But this is super risky to go for. The best way to get it is off of a grab. So here's the first interaction. Plup is hitting HUNGRYBOX with a drill. Now normally this drill will connect into a follow-up move like a grab or a shine, but HUNGRYBOX knows that if he smash DIs this drill, he can actually escape. So by tapping that left stick to the left while he's connected with the drill, he will drift out to the left, avoid a follow-up option, and be able to grab himself. And you can see that right here. He's grabbed Plup, throws him up in the air, but Plup, being a smart player, knows that he's in trouble and he's going to get grabbed. So
before we go into the next part, because it's a lot of things happening there, I do appreciate the fact that he pointed that out, the fact that he noticed that, when Fox is drilling into, and I don't know if this is only because Puff is a pretty light character, the lightest rather, at those percents, you can sort of wiggle yourself out of that and get open for a grab. It depends how greedy the Fox is being, whether he wants to drill into or is going for the safer drill and then a little bit of a weave out. It's sort of the same motions, like when you are getting shined. Let's say you're playing Falco versus Fox. When you get shined and you're near the ledge, you can sort of do a reverse, upside down Nike symbol motion and latch onto the ledge, even though you're stunned by the shine. there's these little minute movements, little things with SDI, and so many interactions in the game. So, sometimes if you're stuck trying to figure out how to get a certain interaction, really look for any kind of like minute movement that helps you, because Melee is one of the few games that gives you that many options to do that. So I'm glad I pointed out here, sort of punishing these greedy aerials from a Fox is usually what I specialize in, because the Fox is really antsy. He wants to finish the game, wants to finish the set as quick as possible, isn't quite thinking of, the outs that I actually have with grabs.
He actually DIs, he holds that left stick out to the left to avoid a follow-up option. However, HUNGRYBOX, one step ahead, can follow him, hit him with an up air, and now he waits. He waits to see if Plup is going to go for a follow-up option. You can see him come down with an aerial on the platform, and HUNGRYBOX, with exceptional timing, can use another up air to knock him up a second time, having him miss his tech. He can now perfectly hit him with a rest to close out that first stock and set that momentum going forward.
That was actually sick. That was like pretty sick. I go for the up airs when you're in comeback mode. By the way, there's no time, there's no percent you can lose by going for the safe back air options. When you're in comeback mode, you need to go for every hard read. And I'm gonna ask myself a lot of times, why don't I just play like all 4 stocks? It would probably look cooler. I'd probably still win. But the reality is, like, yeah, sure, it would look cooler. But these sort of high risk reads, these high risk, like, I'm going to go for these rests. In this situation here, it's like, if I don't go for the hard reads and I just, sort of try to bleed him out, he's got 3 stock to 1. I might take 1 stock if I'm lucky, maybe 2, but most likely if it's war attrition, back air versus lasers, I'm just going to die. He's going to get a good up air and leave. So, right here, you have nothing to lose. Just go for the heavy reads right there. I think that applies to every matchup, I would say. Every character has sort of a hard read. Is it going to happen all the time? Of course not. But you're on the main stage. You're in winners finals of the biggest Canadian tournament. Just go for it. Go for the hard reads. And right there, I got the first up air. He got on the stage, and I saw the shield come out first, and I knew very well I'd be up airing a shield. But I was aiming my up air to hit his foot, because when the shield shrinks, the feet are the first thing that's revealed on the platform. So, he ended up shield dropping out of habit, so I guess I was a little lucky, but I think the up air would have hit anyway. And right there, no one's really expecting the up air to hit. He's expecting his shield drop aerial to sort of stuff me out, and he's expecting that up air from, on the tip of his feet to not hit him. So he's not ready for that tech. So unsurprisingly, he didn't tech that up air, and now I was able to rest him.
Wow.
Get back, up air, go for one more for good luck. This is the tech. And you gotta go for the rest everything.
So he takes the stock, but now he's vulnerable for a free punch.
And that was good too, because I'm only at 8%. That's the perfect time. Like below on Dreamland, if you're in that position, you can probably go for that rest anywhere below 35.
From Plup. And we can see Plup gets 30%, meaning that on this stock, it's super risky for HUNGRYBOX to go for another rest. If he goes for a rest and he's too close to kill percent, then Plup can come back on the other stock and finish him off for free. So instead, HUNGRYBOX has to be way more creative in the neutral and so careful about the openings that he picks to attack. Look at how he hits this back air and tries to retreat and almost dies, takes so much damage.
Yeah, right there. It's what I call a stupid back air. It's when I'm not really thinking. It's like one of the worst habits a top player can have. I think any player. You're in the tournament match and you let that autopilot creep in. Your mind starts to wander elsewhere. Instead of being thrown into the match, you start to wonder something about last week, something completely unrelated to the tournament, and you sort of lose that flow, and that's what causes things like that to happen. You go for a dumb back air, like into his face. Sure, you get the hit. You trade 11%, and he is tacked down another 30. Like there's no reason to go for that. Puff, you really against a Fox of a Fox of Pluff's caliber. Like there's no reason to go for those anymore. But you want to tack that on because you want that budge percent. You can't go for hard reads unless Fox is at like 20, 30ish. So if you're gonna go to the back air, make sure it's retreating, make sure it's safe. Just don't fall into there and then bounce. I think I even missed the L cancel right there. And that's actually how I lost. That's how I lost Genesis 5 with that exact same thing. I think if I had just been more in the moment at Genesis 5 and sort of like understood that the floor is lava in that sense, I might have actually won the tournament. But it's a lesson to learn right there. And what he said about being creative, I can only be this creative in tournament. I literally, no matter for some strange reason, I need the pressure. I need that sort of risk factor involved for me to innovate at that point. But I'm also playing extreme risk. So if they hit, they're gonna hit. and they're gonna hit hard.
Just
But if they
because
miss,
he
it's a
has
complete
one
disaster.
back air in neutral, every single opening that he goes for is critical. He has to capitalize. Check out this second interaction. Plup is going to whip his up smash, and HUNGRYBOX is
a greedy
going
up
to miss his
smash.
opportunity to get punished. And now he's behind Plup, but he's already thinking of the next step. You'll see him jump and back air under the prediction that Plup is going to try to jump up to the platform to escape. But Plup, very smart player, he's not going to bite. He's going to hold his ground and wait there. He's waiting for Puff to drift back into the stage so he can run in and up smash him where he's going to go. But
All right, so I call it. I think the thing Lewis told me, the Japanese word for this is yomi, which is like the layers of mind games, like the layers of reverse psychology. Like he's gonna go for that gritty up smash on the ledge, and me knowing that I'm gonna go for the pound, but then when I miss it, he's gonna try to get me again and wait for him to come back. So he goes for the other up smash coming in, but I already anticipated that, so I fade back out. But now when I'm going for it, Pup didn't jump, so now he's ahead, but then I also have a second out. So it's like we all have certain outs. We have tools and ways to kill, but we also maneuver them in a certain way that gives you like a safety net. Like, oh, if I screw this up, I can still fall in that net. And the game will still be over. And we're both sort of exemplifying that here.
instead, HUNGRYBOX one step ahead. Once again, he's going to immediately throw out a forward air, connect that forward air into.
I can't believe that forward air even worked. I can't believe. Sometimes, like, when I go for that forward air or that back air, again, I'm falling into the ground. What's stopping Fox from grabbing me or whatever? And the answer was he was already at 12%, so my forward air would have just enough juice, just enough push where he gets stunned a little bit, and that's just enough time for me to go for that grab. And again, you're going for the risky plays, so you want to go for those. So I think sort of subconsciously, I saw his percent wasn't at 0, and that's why I went for that. So I got a really good grab right there from going for that, forward air punish on his with up smash.
Grab and toss him back up on the platform right where he wants him. Now, Plup is going to want to tech this, but HUNGRYBOX knows that if he times an up air perfectly, right after Plup presses that tech button, he can stuff that opportunity and force Plup into a 40-frame cooldown where he can't tech again. So he hits him perfectly, Plup is unable to tech, and remember, HUNGRYBOX cannot rest in this instance.
I have no idea how many frames that is. I have nothing about frame data. But what I do know is that if that was 2 stocks apiece there, I'm at 80, he's at 20. When I go for that up throw, I don't go for the up air there. If I'm 2 stock to 2 stock and I'm down heavy in percent, I go for that rest every time. Puff's forehead, I'm pretty sure, can rest Fox on that side platform to confirm a kill, but Fox can easily DI right, come back down and kill you. But that's what I call a let's dance scenario, because you're just like, screw it, let's dance. Like, you're going to trade that stock because you're confident in yourself on a one stock battle. And a one stock battle is always better than you being at kill percent and Fox not being at kill percent. It's a no-brainer to me. Like, if you're down, trade stocks. Get it back to even. Even is really good for Puff. You always want to be even.
Has to be more creative.
Even
He's going to go for a back air. Plup tries to DI down to avoid falling off the stage, but HUNGRYBOX with the pro player reaction is able to throw out a reverse fair to knock him off the edge. He's going to follow him off the stage immediately during the hit stun, and now HUNGRYBOX is in the perfect position. Puff excels off stage. He can stuff him on the side B with that forward air.
Oh, wow.
Grab, up air, back air. The fact that I knew to go for a back air into a forward air there, I wonder why I thought that, because typically I just go for the back air wall of pain, but I guess it was my reaction to Plup like really sticking down and staying low close to the ledge. Maybe I don't think I was trying to get him off the ledge of that forward air. I just wanted to continue the combo going. I wouldn't mind just tech chase him to the left side of the stage, but somehow the left part of that hitbox nicked him and he went to the right. And then right here, again, what's the high-risk option here? The high-risk option isn't staying on the stage and hoping you read him. No, you just go out there. You have to go out there if you're down this hard.
Yeah, you can't go for it.
Clutch! I can't believe it.
And there's a certain science behind how to edge guard Foxes. Can't go too much into it, but Fox has a lot of options off stage. He can side B, he can up B, he can shine stall. There's definitely a way to trick your ears into knowing what to do every time. It's a weird thing, but it's I don't know. Given enough time with a matchup, you try anything. So you discover little minute things, and your awareness is heightened as to what's going to happen. You could also just right there if you're down. That might have been me using that tactic, but it also might have been me just going for the hard read. And that's probably what it was more likely because I don't lose right there. But yeah, when you get those lucky hitboxes off those aerials and stuff goes more your way than intended, like with that forward air, again, see that to fruition. You only get like 2 of those per game against a player that good. So go for it because they're rare.
85%. I mean, he could get KO'd at any time, but so does Plup.
And now the clutch box is in effect. Both players down to last stock, and you can tell Plup is not happy about this. He's missed his opportunity.
And, you know, I think I saw Plup shake his head too. I play a lot off of players' emotion and reaction because it becomes a little, not fully, but a little more easy to predict what their next move is going to be or how they're going to play. There's always a shakiness that comes with players when you have a Puff coming back 3 stock on one of them, and, you know, there's that small little idea that they might get rested. There's those little things there. I love being in this position. I don't like being in the position where Fox is coming back on me. If I'm 3 stock up on Fox to his 1, and he gets 2 good combos on me, or 2 really good follow-ups, or up smashes, and now I'm at 1 stock 0%, and he's at 85, that's really scary for me, because now I'm being shaky, and I'm trying to, like, keep my cool, because I just lost my entire lead. The reverse is completely true with Puff, and Puff has that sort of, you know, that sort of mentally frustrating factor. So I really like being in this position. I usually win these scenarios. But again, for me to get one last opening here, I need to butter up Fox a little bit before I can get that final all-or-nothing rest kill.
To get the kill, and now the rest is back in effect. HUNGRYBOX can finish this game in 1 move, but it's a super scary situation for both players. The most patient one is going to come out the victor. Check out this third interaction.
85%. I mean, he could get KO'd at any time, but so does Plup.
Yo, did I jinx Plup? Did I jinx
Yo, you might have jinxed the
baby?
So Pup's trying to bait me out right here, just lasering me, trying to get me to move, but I know he wants to be on the floor, so I'm just like weaving in and out. And I'm looking for the time where if he does commit, like it's risky for me, but I need to tack some percent on him, so I'm waiting for the right time.
HUNGRYBOX manages to hit Plup with the back air.
And that was the
now
first
Plup
time.
is in a horrible position on the side of the stage in a last stock situation.
I wouldn't say this is necessarily like horrible because he's only at 10%. If I backward him and he's in tumble and then he's on the floor at 40, that's the worst position you can possibly be in because I have everything covered right there. But right here, Plup's not you know dumb. He can just like go to the ledge. He can probably jump back up. He can get out of there at low percent. I think he does.
And Plup knows that his natural tendency is to want to roll in to get to the center of the stage as early as possible.
And right here, you know, that's the classic. I've beaten Leffen like this. I think I won Smash and Splash 3 with this. I've hit an Armada with this. Back air at 0, the Fox rolls in. Just because they don't like the ledge. They don't like being there. Even though they're at low percent, I can't really do too much with that. But I gave Plup too much credit here. I actually thought like there's no way you're gonna roll. So I didn't go for the rest read on the roll. But then
he knows that. He holds his ground, sends out an up.
He ends up rolling. And I think I did that up tilt to sort of cover the idea of him running in or the roll, but maybe I should have gone for the rest. But if I went for the rest, he's only 10%. He might have lived that. I don't know. If he went to the right, anyways, that's too big of an unknown. Like I said, you gotta take risks, but the risks have to have some sort of calculation to them. Like, this is not a confirmed rest kill, so you need to be careful here. So I went for the up tilt there.
Manages to grab him on the roll.
And I missed the up tilt, but I spaced myself. I positioned myself so much that if I missed it, I have the backup. I have the grab. But if I up throw him here, usually he's going to DI forward because it's the safest way to go. And then he can just like take off platforms. There's a lot of options there.
Catch him into an up throw, times that up.
But then he didn't really DI, so I guess he wasn't expecting that grab at all. So I did the classic up throw, and then right here I can also mess ever so slightly with the timing of the up air. And you might say, what difference between up airing him on what's it, the 2nd frame or the 10th frame? I don't know. But what I found is that you mixing up that tiny little difference messes up their tech probability. You know, unless they're like super like thinking ahead of time, like I'm just gonna close my eyes and tech it and not let the hit influence me. But the hit always influences the Fox. You always want to play reactively when you're getting comboed. So I tweaked the timing a little bit here.
Perfectly to stuff the tech, and he can follow
And he
up
didn't
with the rest
tech it.
to close the game. And it's situations like this that give us the clutch box.
So that was actually an excellent analysis by Daily Esports. I really like how in depth they went into it. Pretty much covered all the bases here. And guys, you got to imagine that was only you know, if we look back at it, that was only, you know, between the, you know, minute. Hold on, where did this start? It starts at 5:50 and this ends at 4:50. In 60 seconds, the entire pace of not just the match, but entire pace of a set could have changed right there. Pluck ends up winning this set. He goes to Pokemon Stadium, I believe, which is, you know, or FD, one of the really good stages he has against me. He beat me pretty hard that fourth game. But that little sort of me stabbing him and making him bleed right there with 3-stock comeback, it did give me the motivation I needed to come back in grands and actually win this tournament. And I think I made some, not 3-stock comebacks, but some, you know, important clutch comebacks in these matches in grands and at this other tournament called Nudes Oakland, I believe. But yeah, never count yourself out. Knowing these options, knowing every little thing a character can do, that's what's going to make you win those really unlikely hard scenarios. Playing a matchup until you're sick of it, and then until your opponent is sick of it because you figured it out. A lot of people try to counterpick characters, like, oh, you know, I'm playing this character, I simply cannot beat him, so I'm going to switch characters. I'm going to counterpick the character. I know in Melee there's a lot of different philosophies on that. You know, obviously, especially against Puff, a lot of people have switched from their main to Fox and have been way more successful. Armada being, you know, Armada and Mewtwo King being, you know, prime examples of that. Mango to some extent, you know, all the top players playing Fox against me. Even Pluck, you know, winning Genesis against me with Fox. That's good too. But in my situation, when I'm not playing like the number one character in the game, I could have switched characters from Puff to Marth or something. But when you think about it, all those guys are ready. They are so ready to fight your counterpick. They're so used to playing those Fox killers. The Marth characters, you know, maybe got Falco, the Fox Ditto, they're all very used to that. So I thought to myself, if I can really figure this out with Puff and really go against the grain here, back in 2015 with the help of Crunch, like, I might have a really huge edge. I don't even need to rely on a counterpick. I can just play to my strength every single time, and luckily with that spot, I became a one-character specialist and it's been paying off very well. So I appreciate you guys sitting here with me for 20 minutes and looking into this match, and hopefully we can have some more of these soon. All right, thank you.